Farmers are this is a gambler's business, and you never know, is it gonna rain too much or too little? It's gonna be too hot or too cold. And as it turns out now, we're getting got a double whammy here, because we're getting not only not enough rain, we're getting temperatures that are too high, and it's messed up the pollination. And even if the rains, he tells me, even if the rains came along, it's just about too late to do much for the corn. Hopefully not too late to do some real good for the soybean.
The non-irrigated corn that did not pollinate and did not get kernels on it, we will not even harvest, because that's the only kernels that's on the cob.
You have 6, 7 kernels of corn on that cob over here.
It'll not be, because of the price of fuel and not enough corn to harvest. Irrigation is really a supplemental with rainfall, and we haven't got any rainfall, so we're using irrigation to grow the whole crop, so it's very expensive. I'd say inputs to grow irrigated corn are probably, it's different for each individual farmer, but I'd say with the cost of fertilizer and everything, probably $1,000 an acre or around that.
If you look at the dryland corn, the cost of producing dryland corn, depending on your operations, probably somewhere between $600 and $700. And this is going to be just down. So that's going to be a total loss. The national drought is going to have an effect on a lot of different individuals, especially our farming community. You look at our poultry producers here in the state of Delaware, the availability of products, corn and soybeans, it's going to be difficult. They're going to have to go a lot further to get the corn and soybean stocks to feed the industry here in the state of Delaware. For our grain producers, because the Midwest has been hit so hard with the drought, and that's where a great deal of our seed, our corn seed and soybean seed, is produced. Seed availability next year probably will be tight as well, and an additional cost for our farmers. So it's going to have a lasting effect. Short term, you could actually see a decrease in some of the products at the supermarket because we're having some livestock sold off now because of the lack of availability for corn and soybeans and hay. So you could actually see a decrease in beef and pork. So short term, there may not be a huge impact on the consumers. Long term, even with the prices where they are today, we're looking at a price that is not going to be that much greater. We're looking anywhere a range from an increase of 2% to 3.5%.
There's been an emergency declaration here for Kent and Sussex County. Folks that are in very dire straits can apply for emergency loans. The loan rate has been taken down from about 3.5% down to about 2.25%. The Secretary of Agriculture for the federal government is doing what he can with Michael's advice to try to help out.
That's the problem that our farmers have right now, is the price and lack of grain to sell. Corn could be $20 a bushel, and if you don't have anything to sell, it doesn't matter what the price is. Yeah, corn right now is going for a very high price, but when you look at this field behind me, there's nothing there. So that's a total loss, and when you look at the cost of production, anywhere between $600 and $700 an acre, that's real money. That's a real loss. So when you look at that loss, and then coupled with you're looking at increased production cost next year, it's going to hurt. It's going to hurt all of our producers.
We've invited some of the folks to come over from the Department of Ag who are experts with respect to availability of corn, if you will, in other countries. And they're going to be briefing myself and folks from our delegation, Senator Coons, Congressman Carner, our friends from Maryland, and other states where they have big poultry, going to be briefing us on where are the other places around the world, especially when we get through to the latter part of this year, early part of next year, where we can go and find corn that might be more plentiful at a better price, and to find out not only what would it cost to purchase, but what would it cost to transport it here. So we're checking out all the angles.
The disaster declaration process we've changed to speed up assistance. That process used to take about 89 days. We're hopeful now that the new process will get down to about 25 days. For those counties that have been declared emergency or disaster counties, those producers will be eligible for emergency loans if they can't obtain traditional loans from the commercial lenders. So that interest rate we've just reduced down to 2.25%, so that that we can get assistance out to keep these farmers in business and help them through next year. For those livestock producers that have CRP, Conservation Reserve Program lands, we're allowing haying and grazing on those lands, hopefully to supplement what little bit of hay that they have had been able to get this year. So
again, we're moving away from a federal farm program that literally pays farmers in some cases not to raise a crop. We're going to stop doing that. And we're going to save about $24 billion over the next 10 years by not doing that. And we're going to redirect some of those resources to incentivize farmers to go ahead and insure their crops. And instead of, with the crop insurance program of today, getting about maybe 75% back on what they've planted, to be able to go as high as 85% and cover 85% of their losses, which is a much more attractive situation. One of the things that I want to take back with me to Washington is the reminder to the U.S. House of Representatives, who are just sitting on a farm bill, not working on it, not moving it. They need to move on the bill. They need to pass the bill. The Senate-passed farm bill covers about 85% of losses in revenues for farms like this one if they buy into the crop insurance program. We need to pass that legislation.